day, viewers, and welcome back to Generation C, which stands for Creation with the Schools, Culture with the Schools, and Connection with the Schools. My name is, of course, Precious Napo, a new face, but guess what? We have a lot of new things coming for you guys here on Generation C.
And I'm Jamie Loss. As Precious mentioned, there will be a few changes. As we always tell you guys, Generation C is the show that empowers the youth through our 3 segments. Well, these segments are still going to exist, but there is going to be a little bit of a twist, and you will be seeing a lot more or a lot less of us and a lot more of you guys watching. So do make sure to, stay glued to your screens because we have a lot coming, as well as the Zone will be coming out every Thursday in the Namibian Sun Republican, as well as the Allgemeine Zeitung. So stay tuned. There's a few changes coming, but good change. So let's go.
Let's go.
Well, today in studio we are joined by Miss Gideon, also known as Panduleni Gideon. She is the hit maker of Pretty Vibes.
That's right.
And I must say that is one of my favorite songs, honestly.
I know, I love it too.
It reminds me of myself. So we want to talk more about the changes that will be made in Generation C, but do not fear, as it will still be your favorite show. We just want to, bring it closer to home.
That's right. So like Jamie mentioned, it's still going to be your favorite show. It's just going to get a little facelift. So we will be having still our 3 segments with a few new introductions. Of course, we will have one of our segments, which will be the Headmaster segment, where your headmasters, your principals, will give us a brief insight on your school, some introduction, some background, and, just inform us more of what we didn't know about your school. The next segment, of course, will be our culture segment. We all know each school is rich with culture. So we can't wait to see which culture you guys are going to introduce to us. Tell us a little bit more where it derives from, what it means, So that's what that segment is going to be all about. The next segment, of course, will be our LRC segment, where we'll have your executives, your headmasters, your chairperson, your executives, your deputies. We'll give an introduction. You'll introduce us to them and each role that they play, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
As well as our unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes, of course. We have all of those teachers, the ones that play a major role in the school, not just because of their specific position, but yes, we'll be tapping into that as well.
And then, guys, we also have a few changes in the Zone. So as we all know, the Zone is now only 4 pages, but starting from, let me not say when, I just want you guys to keep your eyes closed on what my Zone is doing in the Namibian Sun Republican and Allgemeine Zeitung. Every Thursday we will be having our Zone coming out, and we will be replacing 1 page for the school newspaper. So now the school newspapers won't be 8 pages, or we won't combine schools, but you will simply be having 1 page for your school. We'll be covering your culture, your creation, as well as your
connection
in the Zone on 1 page. And just keep your eyes glued on what Generation C has to offer, because we will be focusing more on you guys. You guys will definitely not be seeing us anymore, but we will be behind the scenes making all the magic happen. And I'm super excited, Precious. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited, and I can't wait for you guys to see us. The next time you see us, where will we be, Jamie?
Behind the cameras, flying drones, and just learning more about every school's culture. This is a great way for even primary school learners to see where exactly do I want to go for high school and all that.
Platform.
So I'm super excited for you guys. We'll be seeing how Delta, Windhoek High, Komastura, all these different schools basically just do things, because at the end of the day, these are high schools, but they all have different cultures and ways of doing things. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys should keep glued to the next episode of Generation C and see when your school will be featured.
Definitely. But I can give you a hint of the next school that we are going to be focusing on, or the first school that we will be focusing on. It is a school that speaks German. Ein spreken Deutsch. Tschüss. So, but guys, now let's head on over to our interview. School corner.
School corner.
With my fave, Precious Napo. Let's go.
Let's go.
A few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day, Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome to School Corner, where we talk about all things school.
That's right.
So in this segment, we're just going to be focusing on the schools that are coming out this Thursday. I'm super hyped because I cannot wait. I mean, I'm feeling, sad and happy, bittersweet, because it'll be one of our last schools that have the full 8 pages.
That's
and then
right.
it'll also be a few schools coming out in between. You guys must just keep your eyes locked on the zone paper as a 1-pager in the zone, and I don't know how I feel.
I know. I feel like these law schools that we have are sending us off into our new implementations.
Definitely.
So they actually will be the law schools that we will be having full 8 pages, but nevertheless, we're still going to have them. And of course, those schools we have one in Windhoek, which is our Blokudus, Windhoek High School. And then we have one in the coast, which is Sokopmund Secondary School. And then one in Wolfish Bay, which is Wolfish Bay International School. So these schools will be coming out on Thursday, and you guys already know what it is. Make sure to catch them and make sure to read their copies.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm super excited because the coast is going to be getting a little bit of papers. Usually we focus mostly on Windhoek. So I love to see it when the other regions are also getting a taste of the school newspaper project. It's really nice to see. But Precious, don't forget to let our people know that they need to send us Telegram on the content on the Telegram channels.
No, that's right, guys. Make sure to come through with the content of your schools via our Telegram channels. Of course, for the other schools, that's not the end of your school newspaper. Your school newspaper will still come out as a 1-pager featured in our zone, which now comes out on Thursdays. Remember that. So you guys can stay tuned for your paper and see what the Blokudus, Wafels International, and Triple S have for us.
But I think, guys, also just to mention or to add that it is a better opportunity for basically the country to see what your school is doing.
For the 1-pagers.
The 1-pager in the zone. So do make sure to put in your utmost best and just to show off, basically.
Yeah.
I would say take it as a competition and to see that who's doing more, who's being innovative. But give us great content in your newspaper so that people can see oh, okay, this is actually quite a good school.
Yeah.
And even because people don't know everything about every school, and that's what I love about this new change to Gen Z, is that we will be sharing every school's culture and the way they do things.
Yes,
basically.
so a little bit insight on your school. So for the editorial teams, your school is in your hands.
Definitely.
So you have to put your school out there and sell it as best as you can. Make the rest of the country see what your school is all about, what we're missing out, what more we can expect from you throughout the year. Why wouldn't you want to take this opportunity with both hands? And
I mean, imagine if I was on the editorial team and this was put in front of our team. I would be super excited because, guys, there's so much you can do. And I mean, don't forget, my son has an internship every single year. So if we see that your school is doing the most, we don't even have to interview you. Ons is net van, kom hier so, baba.
we want
Kom
you.
But guys, now let's head on over to our lekker interview with Miss Gideon. But Hansho, unfortunately, I'll not be interviewing her. Van Huis Orig. Hansho will be doing the interview with her, and I'm super excited because Hansho has the vibes.
Yeah.
And I mean, pretty vibes. Let's go.
Right, if you're just joining us, you're of course watching Generation C, the show that aims to keep the youth informed. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the long-anticipated moment is of course here, our interview segment alongside Panduleni Gideon, popularly known as Ms. Gideon, of course, the Pretty Vibes hitmaker, influencer, artist, a woman of many titles. How are you and how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. You could be in the studio. You could be keeping yourself busy, but you're here.
You're welcome.
All right. So please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where do I start?
Yeah.
Well, my name is Panduleni Gideon. I am a Namibian female artist,
Yes.
or aspiring to be a female artist. I am an influencer.
Yeah.
And I own the brand Pretty Vibes.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't know what else to say about myself.
Oh, you know, people always stuck when I say tell me about yourself. They're just like, you know.
Because I really don't know which part to start with.
Yeah. Okay, but like, tell us, how long have you been singing?
Okay, so I've been singing for like quite a while. I have actually quite an embarrassing clip, but I don't have it right now. I wish I had it, so you guys would know like
Where it
since
started.
where it started. So
Yeah.
like I said, I think when I was like 9 or something, but like I didn't think I was gonna take it professionally.
Yeah.
Or that was never the aim.
Mm.
Like until people started asking for more and more and more, I was like, okay, I think I can actually make this a thing.
Amazing.
So-
Amazing. All right, so now that you're planning on making it a thing, I mean, you performed at the Laughter Mini Tour, Penna Boy, on the same stage. I mean, what you mean? So tell us, do you think this is something that you feel like you're going to do full time? You're just going to get into it, be a studio hand, and be creating hits like nobody's business?
Well, I would like to think that if I was probably in another country, I'd like to take it as full time, but like
Yeah.
being in a country like Namibia where we are still growing and
Yeah.
developing, you cannot only have music as your main source of income, if you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
True.
So it's like, I'm not gonna take it as full time. It's probably gonna be like just on the side as a passion, obviously, but like I'm aspiring to do other things.
Yeah.
So-
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm not going to ask what other things are you aspiring to do, because the fact that you didn't say it already tells us
Yes,
that
other
it's not
things.
something that you want to disclose. All right. So tell me, run me through that feeling when your song Pretty Vibes featuring Yeezy, of course. How did that feeling when everybody was doing the challenges on TikTok, posting, you know, Pretty Vibes only, you know, tell me, what was the feeling that you felt, and how did you celebrate?
Okay, like, so when I started with the brand Pretty Vibes, I didn't like think people would actually like make it a hashtag type of
Yeah.
vibe. So like seeing that, obviously, and seeing something that came from you, something that you started with, a movement that you
Yeah.
started, it's kind of, it's heartwarming, if you're not,
Yeah.
like, you understand what I'm saying. And also being part of the song Pretty Vibes
Yeah.
is, we didn't know that the song was gonna reach the heights
Hype, yeah.
that it's reaching right now. So it's like, it's a blessing to feel like that, and it's a
Yeah.
blessing to experience it in, like, it's overwhelming in a good way.
Yeah. And I think it already like reached, and it exceeded your expectations, was probably before it
really-
even got released, because I remember you and Isa just released like a small clip,
A
Nyana,
snippet,
and
yeah.
we were all going crazy on the socials. So tell me, who are your dream collaborations in the future? Who is that person that you'd want to feature when you officially now get into a space where you are making music, releasing an EP, releasing an album?
I don't really want to say who I want to feature, even though I have them at the back of my head.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give people expectations that I can't live up to. You understand? So I would just like to say that, no, you should watch and watch the space and
Yeah.
see what we come up with, because, you know, life can change. I might say something now and it might end up being different.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like that, or I don't want to give it out like that.
Yeah.
So I would just like to say, like, you guys should just watch the space, and I hope what we give out you like.
I'm just waiting. I can't wait for it to just come out so that you can see, because I feel like you have so much to give, and you are just a bubble that is ready to burst.
I
All
am
right.
ready to burst, so
Yes.
ready.
All right. So before I let you go, also, could you share a little bit about how you juggle everything? You're an influencer. You're an artist. You're listening music. You're trending on TikTok, and you know about TikTok is something that that requires a lot of time and energy because you're always hopping on trains. So how do you balance everything?
Well, I'm not gonna say it's easy because it's not.
Yeah.
Like you do get your off days, you know, days where you maybe feel like, nah, I should be doing better,
Yeah.
or just your off days, man. In general, I don't know how other people's off days feel, but you know, off days are off days for me.
Yeah.
So it's like these days where you just feel like to start off with, I'm not really a social person.
Yeah.
I just became social, or like I just started posting more on social media because of the singing videos, obviously, and
Yeah.
people were like, no, we want you to do more of that and stuff like that. So I'm not really a social person. I would post something and get off immediately.
Oh, okay.
So like
Interesting.
what I do is I just do my job, I do what I have to do, and I live my life. So it's not really, it doesn't really interfere with a lot of my personal space or
Yeah.
anything like that, because I just do what I have to do, and then I get off, like go live my life. I don't take it
Ooh.
seriously as well. So I don't take it to the head. Like if you see me there and you're like, oh, you have this amount of followers on Instagram, it doesn't make a difference to me because
It's not,
it's not real life.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. I love that. You know what? There's just a lot that I could learn from you right now. But for anybody that is watching from home, an aspiring Miss Gideon, perhaps someone that would like to tap into music, tap into influencing, because I see that so many people see influencing as a career. In Namibia, it's actually starting to grow, which is an amazing thing.
It
So,
is.
any advice that you have for those aspiring Miss Gideons that are watching from home?
Okay, well, my advice to people out there is that like it starts with being like yourself. The moment you start trying to be like somebody else, that's like where you mess up the most.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're giving off energy that doesn't belong to you. You're trying to be something that you are not. So like when you give out yourself and when you give out the person, your personality is unique. Everybody's
Yeah.
personality is unique. And when you give out yourself, people will like you for you. And
Yeah.
that's like one of the biggest things that people don't know. Because the moment you start being like somebody else, it's like, oh, we've seen that before. But like once you start, it's like, you see, Pretty Vibes, start a
Yeah.
movement like that nobody knows about.
Yeah, and nobody really like taps
Yeah.
into until they see the potential.
You understand?
Yeah.
So like try to tap in more on that side, and obviously you have those days where you feel like, am I really good at this? Do I really want to do this?
Yeah.
But like you shouldn't give up, and you should just think of what you actually really want. You should also think that is influencing what I want. Is music what I want to do?
Yeah.
Don't just do something because you see other people doing it, you know?
Yeah, so very, very important. Which reminds me of a conversation that I think Naheed and Jemima had on something, nothing but the tea, about the death of originality, which is actually a very good point that you're
So like
raising there.
if you know you can sing, you know, we have people that know how to sing, like really good,
Yeah.
but do they want to be artists?
Yeah.
No. And we have people that like, you want to be an influencer, but you don't know, like you have a certain type of things
Yeah.
that you still need to fix. If you feel like you have the potential to, or if you know that you have the potential to be one,
Yeah.
then let me not stop you from doing that. But if you are just doing it because it seems interesting
Yeah.
and it's because somebody else is doing it, then I suggest that you try to do something else. Do
Yeah.
something, seek deep within, and like, you know, get something that you want to do.
Wow, thank you so much for your wise words, and thank you so much for joining us today, taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Right, how you heard it yourself from Miss Gideon, Pretty Vibes hit maker, social media influencer, and artist, of course. I'm so excited to be seated with right next to her today, and I'm just gonna say, utter her words and say that originality is very important. So be yourself.
Sure.
Once you're original, everything will come into play. And just go check out that conversation that Naheed and Jemima had on Nothing But the Tea, because I'm sure you'll definitely learn more from there. But from us here, it's of course, see you at the Varsity Chat Room.
Welcome to Varsity Chat Room. With all that's happening in this cool corner, let's see what's happening with the Varsity students.
That's right.
Well, guys, I must say it's a bittersweet moment for me, but more bitter than sweet, because we will be saying bye to the Varsity Chat Room. It is one of the segments we unfortunately have to say goodbye to. This simply means that we will only be focusing on our high school learners, as the school newspapers are only for high school. So I don't know about you, Precious, but I'm not feeling, as optimistic as usual.
As varsity students ourselves, it's a little bit of a sad moment for us. But let's give it to them. Let's end it off with a nice,
something soft,
Yeah.
something
with a nice
helpful.
chat.
We all know right now is like
It's
exam season. And as for Precious and I, we are currently working and studying. I know you guys never knew that we do this, but we are superwomen. Yeah,
Yes.
we exist to be real. So Precious and I are both studying, and as for me, I'm super. I'm not ready for the exam season to start.
Yes, you know what? It went so fast from trying to save the semester into it's already exam season and you don't have more time to save the semester left. So you are dealing with a lot. So you have to mentally prepare yourself for exam, and it can be quite a lot. But how do you deal with it, Jamie?
How do I deal with exam stress or exam season in general?
Yes, the
whilst
season in
working.
general.
For me, last semester, because I can't talk about now. Right now, I think we're all drowning in.
We are
in,
still
in
fighting
this.
right now.
Second semester is where the danger is, guys.
No, really.
So for me, what I do is honestly, I do last minute studying, and it's not because I want to, but simply because in university, I think this worked in high school when you study in advance.
Yeah.
But in university, studying in advance is not that easy,
Yeah.
because you really forget, and it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I study last minute and I just force everything. But I also just make sure, I think for me at NUST, the key is to going through all the examination papers, because most of the time they just reuse everything. But I wanted to ask you, what does saving the semester mean to you? How does that look like?
Saving the semester means, when there's an extra test being handed out, when there's an extra assignment being handed, you jump for it, you run for it, and you put your whole everything into it. You don't miss class, because this is where the most crucial information is being said or being shared. So you can't afford to miss out on the last ones. Every last assignment that comes out towards the end of the semester, that is what you're going to use to save the semester. Well, of course, you have those students that perform throughout the year. They don't need to save the semester.
No, save the semester to me simply means everything, this is what it looks like. It's everything you get, you grab.
with both
And
hands.
you just, anything you can do to pass.
Yeah. You do it. You mentioned past exam papers.
Definitely.
The thing with UNAM is it doesn't always have past exam papers, or they don't have it easily accessible for students. So they are there, it's just a little bit difficult to find them. Of course, some of them you can find on the portal, or some of them a few lecturers will hand out to you.
So it's not just there on the library?
No,
really?
It's very difficult, especially for my course, for example. I always search on the library and it's very difficult to find past exam papers.
I'm so sorry. I know that we recently voted for our SRCs. I think right here we have an issue at UNAM, and I think if you were voted for in your SRC right now, if you are the relevant SRC,
there's something to look into.
Please, please make a plan, and just look out on this issue, because I feel like exam papers should be easily accessible for students. Definitely. But guys, do make sure to comment. What is your coping mechanism during the exam season? What do you do to make it through exam season? I mean, for a lot of us, and I heard even at UNAM, the exams are literally just after one another, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like that.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
So the thing is, it's very difficult when you, but the only thing to go through is preparation. You need to properly prepare yourself. You need to properly plan. And I think this is where studying in advance comes in.
Because you can't now
Amend
change
everything.
one date and then change the test to another week, meaning I now have 4 tests in 1 week instead of 2 tests because one thing was changed in the calendar. That's unfair to the students. So then let's make the semester longer, and then we write our test 2 in a week at least. So definitely SRCs, we are really relying on you guys to fight for our rights, because we are here being told, vote for me, your posters everywhere. Please work for us, Owens.
Really.
I'm still sad, because now we're saying goodbye.
We're saying goodbye, but
I don't think I want to say bye.
But before we say goodbye, all the best with your exam, guys. And just remember, procrastination is the thief of time. So let's try to not procrastinate. And also remember, if you do not make it through the end of the semester, own race, own pace. You get a chance to try again next year.
For me, I'm definitely going to leave you with the words of take care of your mental health. So I feel like some of us, I personally feel like I've been working hard this whole semester. So for me, I will, if I have to, sit in front of the TV, watch TV, drink something, even though I know I'm supposed to be studying, because we all deserve to rest. Life is not just about university, submitting assignments. Look up, look at the sun, take a walk, breathe, and take it easy. You don't have to be a robot, you don't have to be your best. Even just pass, guys. Even a 50 is okay.
Own race,
So go
own
pass away.
pace.
Even 40% just to make it through the semester.
You made it through.
You know, but guys, all the best with you. But saving the semester because it's not
Yeah.
done yet. The fight actually just started.
Yeah.
So from us, it's
Goodbye.
bye.